story of Randall Stovall. Reaching out to the public, to all news stations, to everybody that's in the U.S. I'm currently asking for help. Yes, I'm a singer. Yes, I'm a performer. But my life has been set up by law enforcement. I was jailed, prison for free for almost a year. I was not a felon, neither did I have any warrants. I've been using Facebook as a documentary for the past 2 years. I have a public defender lawyer, and he won't allow me to have a personal lawyer. He always try to run him off. His name is Peter O. out of Memphis, Tennessee. They trying to illegally detain me. No crime have been committed whatsoever. I'm an innocent man. Sometimes I make videos, with me singing. But, my songs are real that I sing. I don't make up stuff. But I sing to get attention and followers because of my life being put at risk by the federal government, the Western District of Tennessee, the federal building, downtown Memphis. Judge Norris is the judge. The Memphis VA police have falsified information and had me illegally detained. Again, I wasn't no felon, neither did I have any warrants. I was in good standing with the law to obtain firearms. I had my background ran, and the police in Grenada, Mississippi ran my background, told me I was in the clear, gave my guns back to me, and so forth on. I went on to carry on. But I had been living in the woods, airport, and gas station inside of my vehicle for about a year and a half. Also in Alabama as well. 21st Mortgage is was my housing company. My house had bullet holes in it. I tried to report it to the local police. They told me to get the hell out of their face. They didn't want to hear nothing I had to say, and that they was going to lock me up if I didn't leave out of their face. With them knowing that I had bullet holes in my house. I do have a bounty on me. And yes, it's true. This is not a fabricated or made up story. It's been getting documented on Facebook for a long time. And so I couldn't report a crime in my town living in Calhoun City, Mississippi. So I ran to the Memphis VA where I received care at, allegedly, and I went there for help. because I got tired of living on the road at the time, and I really didn't care to stay at my mom's house, you know. And so once I got to the VA, I called them to let them know that I was on my way, that I was coming, and I needed to talk to somebody due to my situation with threats on my life. I presented evidence to Mr. John Martin. That's the probation officer that had me on house arrest. And again, I'm illegally on house arrest. I'll get to that in just a second. So once I got to the VA, I told them I needed help. I was in a crisis. I verbally told them, and I came to them empty-handed. I told them that I had firearms in my vehicle and that they were more than welcome to take them. I voluntarily surrendered my firearms due by consent of mouth, by letting them know that I had them and that they were more than welcome to take them, and I was not a felon, and I didn't have nothing pending against me. And so I was in good standings with the law with my firearms. I am a U.S. Navy veteran, Iraq War veteran, and so again, I was in good standings. I had my background ran. They gave my guns back to me. Also, they took my firearms and they told me I can get them back. I just had to go to court to get them back to see a judge, and so they told me that veterans do it all the time and they just had to go to court to get them back. So Lieutenant Jones and Lieutenant Martini, or Captain Jones or Captain Lieutenant, whichever one of the names that they go by at the Memphis VA. I also talked to the latest head guy at the VA about the crime that was committed against me by Memphis VA police. And so what happened, after I surrendered my firearms, they confiscated them. They just said I had to go to court, and I didn't get locked up or I didn't get arrested. So I just say I gave them all the evidence. I gave them pictures of my house being shot up with holes in it. I gave them voice recordings with legitimate information on my life being threatened by more than one person. And 8 months went by. 8 months went by after I surrendered my firearms to the VA voluntarily. And after 8 months, I went to the VA. I was finna get ready and check myself in, go to the ER. But I was wanting to speak back with the police. Once I got to the ER to check in, I asked them, could I speak to the police? And they came and talked to me. But I requested to speak to the captain, the head guy at the VA. He's not there no more, but he's the one who contacted Washington, D.C. on my behalf. And so Lieutenant Jones came down, the guy who I previously met, who confiscated my firearms and things of that nature. And so he came down, him and about 2 or 3 more other polices, and he asked me what I want, blah, 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 what's going on. And I told him I wanted to speak to the captain, the highest ranking guy there. And so at that time, as I was standing in the hallway at the ER, the way that it's set up, I didn't want to talk about my business out in the opening, because I've been going to that VA for at least 14 years, 15 years or so. I participated in the talent shows and things of that nature. And so I told them I would like to talk in private. I don't want to talk out in the opening. And so, with that being said, they said, no problem, we can go in private and talk. And after that, they opened up this door and they put handcuffs on me once I went in. And from that point on, I was upset. And I'm like, how can you do this? What's going on? Why are you doing this? You know, they ain't read me no rights or anything. He just kept coughing repeatedly over and over and over and over and over and over again. And next thing you know, they shipped me off to a prison in Memphis, Tennessee. And there, you know, with me being a disabled veteran, you know, they left me there to die. I lost 100 and something pounds. I was raped there forcibly. A friend of mine said I shouldn't use the word rape, but that's what happened. You know, I guess she was trying to say I was stripped of my clothing, but, you know, wasn't no penetration. I don't think a person have to penetrate in order to be raped. And so I was raped by 3 cops and drugged down the floor with my hands behind my back in handcuffs. And I was maced down. I was left naked in a concrete room with water, feces, no tissue to wipe my behind, etc., etc. They left me in there 17 days naked. And that's what happened. And then they shipped me off to another facility after being there for 4 months, Oklahoma. Then they sent me to Colorado. And from there, I met a lady named Dr. Johnson, who falsified information on behalf of the prosecutor, Jamal. He's the prosecutor of Memphis downtown at the federal building. I forgot his last name. Oh, Blanchard. Jamal Blanchard. And so Peter O is the public defender. And really, he have not been in my favor with Mr. Judge Norris. I told the court everything that happened to me. And also, I notified the Memphis news station. They didn't want to help me, you know. And so I don't know what to do. But I've been violated. And I need help. And I am an innocent man. I have not committed a crime. And after I left Colorado, they seen marks on me. And I told them what happened at the Memphis penal farm where I was incarcerated at. And they wanted to report the rape to the warden. But I didn't want them to because I was in fear of my life. And I knew I had to go back there from Colorado because they wanted to ship me off to get an evaluation, just because I don't know for what reason, but I told them, how could y'all lock me up if I came to the VA for help? Like, I'm in fear of my life. I came to y'all for help and they just locked me up. And my house was shot up. I got threats. And I will be putting all this information on YouTube here shortly, such as, you know, all the voice calls and things that I have about my life. in which nobody is taking a here to. So I'm in danger, and they don't want to let me go. And Judge Amy Christoph, told the prosecutor that this is a ridiculous case. It don't make no sense, and that if they couldn't resolve nothing, they need to let me go. And I have evidence on the prosecutor and the public defender from a legitimate source, Ms. Tillman, whom communicated with them via phone, and she relayed information back to me saying that they do not want to go forward with the case, that they is being forced by the U.S. Attorney General against their will to go forward with the case. But the U.S. Attorney General, I thought, supposed to be on my side, because I contacted them to let them know about the fraud that was committed against me. I mean, about the threats, gunshots, all of that stuff, that they was aiming to kill me, and I do have evidence on that. I let the U.S. Attorney General know. And so right now they currently got me on house arrest because I almost died in prison. Miss Tillman had to work on getting me out so I can stay alive. Again, I'm a disabled veteran. That's my status. And I do have severe disabilities, but I mean, I'm still able to move around and do things and work and stuff like that. They don't have a case against me. They're trying to force a case against me, trying to say that, well, since I've been sent to a mental health hospital, I didn't supposed to have no firearms. Well, nobody never told me I couldn't have a firearm. And I done been to a mental health hospital before. And again, I was in good standings. And even at the mental health hospital at North Mississippi, I was told that it was an evaluation, and I passed my evaluation. And so it was never, reported that I couldn't obtain or possess a firearm. And so I just say, no police never told me, no judge never told me, no doctor never told me. They told me I was fit for society and everything was fine and I didn't have nothing to worry about. And so I need some help. They know that I'm looking at a major lawsuit. And so they're trying to keep me from getting my lawsuit by trying to have me fit not for society to cover theyself. Only thing that I did to sum this all up, they had a death hit on my life. Some guys wanted to kill me. They already had shot my house up. I didn't want to hurt or harm nobody, and I had firearms in my possession because I'm a deer hunter. I'm a country boy. I grew up on a farm in Mississippi, a rancher. And so I've been had guns all my life. And so I didn't want to hurt or kill nobody, in my hometown. So I ran to the VA for help to let them know what's going on. And I didn't want to leave my guns in my vehicle. So I just voluntarily told them, well, I got my guns in my vehicle. I just come here because I'm in a crisis. Because I tried to go to the local police, and the local police told me to get the hell out their face or they're going to lock me up. So I went to the VA for help. And next thing you know, I got locked up and sent off for 8 months. And now they is overlooking everything that happened to me, all the threats, all the holes in my house. No police report was taken. They didn't read me no rights or anything of that nature. I just need some help. My name is Randall Stovall. I'm from Kansas City, Mississippi. And I'm asking for somebody to notify whoever you need to notify. I don't care who you notify. I'm just in a crisis and I need some help. And my health is not all of that. Again, I just need some help. If I'm lying to you about all this stuff, I'm willing to go to prison for the rest of my life. So I'm just asking for some help. Thank you.